do you know about my passion? Fuck do you know about my pain?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. If you're new here, my name is Jamar Royster. I'm a recipe developer, food product photographer, and powerlifter. So obviously you all came to this video specifically to know which meat I'm doing and why I'm doing which meat. If you're on YouTube and you follow me at PancakeGot, then you already know which meat I'm doing. So what I want to do in this video is just kind of explain which meat I'm doing and why I'm doing that meat. So obviously the meat that I'm doing will be the Rising Tide meat. What I want to do before we get into it is look at the Advances meat, because this is the meat that I also was thinking about doing as well. And it was a strong contender. Now let's go ahead and watch the Advances video. I got it pulled up right now. I believe Press for Powerlifting is speaking in this video, kind of explaining how the system for this meet is going to work and who's going to get entry and things like that. Because I did get an invite to be in the pool of lifters that are potentially getting into that primetime spot.
A world-class production featuring 20 of the strongest lifters on the planet competing pound for pound for a $50,000 prize pool. Any athlete can earn their spot on the roster through their performance at a local, national, or international meet based on their IPF gel points, the IPF's formula for comparing lifters across different weight classes. Athletes' IPF gel scores from January 1st, 2025 onward are eligible, with a qualification deadline set for June 23rd. The event will feature 8 American lifters, 1 international lifter, and 1 wildcard per division, making up a total of 10 men and 10 women. Only the top 8 American lifters who accept their invitations will be locked into the event. If at any point a lifter with a higher IPF gel score accepts their invite, they will steal a spot from the lowest ranked accepted lifter, who will be bumped off the roster. For example, if lifter A is the 8th ranked American to accept their invitation with an IPF gel score of 105.1, their position is not guaranteed. If lifter B later competes at a local meet and records an IPF gel score of 105.2, they will secure a spot on the roster upon accepting their invitation, bumping lifter A off. The same system applies to international lifters with only 1 available spot. In addition, Advances will select 1 male and 1 female wildcard. On June 23rd, all locked athletes will be officially confirmed for Advances Houston 2026.
So basically, the general idea is it's a pretty cool idea. So you're going to be able to keep this meet at a very high competitive level, always opting in depending on whoever scores what points to make up the differential to be in the top 8 spot. And then they're also obviously giving an international, I believe, wild card. Now, if I'm saying anything wrong, forgive me. But I think that's a cool system to do. However, for someone like me, if I'm doing a meet, I want to know I'm in the meet. I don't want to be in this potential lottery system or in this pool of all the high-level lifters. I don't know. I just would like to know these things in advance so I can go ahead and commit. Now, with that, I know I didn't do nationals, so I didn't have an opportunity to bump up my total. So I know I'm probably not in that top 8 spot off the rip. Now, things happen. People get injured. People don't sign up. All these other things tend to happen for people that may want to compete at this meet, but may not. There's Sheffield going on as well. There's a lot of other things happening and a lot of decisions that still need to be made. So chances are there. However, for me, I don't like to play with chances. I like to commit to something and just go with it. If I take the chance and I don't get in and I'm in that morning session, that's not going to make me too happy. That's my personal opinion. I don't want to do that. I would do that if I was local. If I was local to the area or even somewhere in Texas, I would just do that meet just because it's nearby. That makes the most sense for me. Kind of like if it was here in Raleigh and they still had the same situation going on, and let's say I don't get that primetime spot, I'm still okay with that because it's still a local meet. It's right in my backyard. It's something that makes sense, and it's a high level, high caliber, high quality meat. Something I would still love to do. But for me, in this instance, I would prefer, if I'm going to travel, to know exactly what I'm getting myself into. With the Rising Tide meet, I already had the invite in terms of just recently. I got the invite on Friday. I got the Advances primetime invite, or the pool invite is what I call it. You're going to compete, but whether or not you compete at primetime, it's up in the air based on who signs up. And that timeline is so long. So you have until June 23rd, I believe, before that closes. That's a lot of time, right? I don't want to just put my name in a hat and then just kind of like be in this what if. Doesn't change my training, doesn't change any of that, because if I want to do this meet, I will do this meet. But I want to do a meet where I'm just locked in. Rising Tide will definitely do that. Rising Tide is also a meet that is very high quality, high production meet, and it's at a dope venue this year. That's kind of dope. Also, it's in Philly. Philly is an area I had been going to for a while, and I just haven't been back in quite some time. So it would be dope to see my people that's out there. It would be dope to hang out with friends. It'll be dope to just be in that area again. And the venue just looks dope as fuck. So with all that being said, it kind of was up in the air for a while because I heard little like whispers about this meet, and I wasn't sure what was happening with it and where it was going to be. That was going to be a big factor of whether or not I did compete in the Rising Tide meet, is where the location was going to be. When it came to advances, I already knew where that meet was going to be, and I think it's a dope meet. You're going to have a dope experience. You're going to have a dope lifter experience. You're going to feel like a superstar. They go all out for you, and I think that's such a unique experience that I think most people should get that experience, because I'm like, ooh, this is what it feels like to be an athlete. You know, I felt that before. SBD definitely makes me feel like that as well. And with that, this Rising Tide meet just kind of makes sense. As Kevin Papa says, this is his passion project. I know Pete is behind the scenes of this too, so I already know this meet's going to be spectacular. I know that for a fact. So I'm just happy to be a part of that. I'm always happy to be a part of something that is like maybe, well, with this meet, this isn't the first Rising Tide meet. I was a part of the first Advances meet, which I think that was super dope. And seeing how many people are interested in that meet and how many high caliber lifters that are now doing that meet, it's pretty dope. So I think right now for me that this makes the most sense. This is a meet that I'm going to do, I'm going to enjoy. And in a meet that I have, you know, a lot of agency. So that is something that I really, really do appreciate and want. Hopefully that makes sense. Both meets are going to be amazing meets. Both meets are going to be great. I already know that for a fact. You're going to get a lot, especially if you get into that primetime session, you're going to get a lot from Advances. They're going to give you a lot. They're going to really, really, really promote Advances in the athlete doing the meet. As much as I wanted to do the Advances meet, I also wanted to do Rising Tide. I wanted to do both. I expressed interest for the Rising Tide meet first, and then when I heard whispers about the Advances meet happening again, and I was like, oh, okay, that might be something I'm interested in as well. Personally, I'm happy to be invited to both. I'm happy that I had the opportunity to have some time to decide what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do and what reasons I want to do for what. I will say that the Rising Tide meet is on a Sunday. I'm not too stoked about that, but my squats are peaked on Sundays. That's usually my primary squat day. It hasn't shown that it is better or worse at meets, but I can just continue to do what I did, which let's go ahead and get into training, because I think I've talked enough about the logistics of the meets and my reasoning why. Let's talk about today's training session, which was very unique. I will say I love the lightsaber stuff, like the way the animation, and I saw what you said and then I heard it.
I gotta catch up on the last 2 episodes.
Oh, it's great.
Did he already announce the season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a season 2 of Maul already in production, not production, but already announced.
Because I train so much, sometimes like I work too full, and sometimes I just wear this shit out. Like I just wear this shit out. Because I'm body look. Yeah, y'all got
Alright, I just sent it. Boy. Days like today where I'm feeling a little bit fatigued coming to this training session. After Friday squat session, I was kind of shifting to squat and not hit the safeties. I've definitely kind of, hurt a little something here in my, it's not really my groin, I think it's my adductor, but it's fine, so I'm go ahead, I already got my knee sleeves on, my belt on my wrist wraps, which I usually don't do that till I get to 5 pleats, so we'll see what happens.
Finish!
Just gonna take it slow, be patient.
I don't remember the name of the field, but other than dating the Dodgers, they're probably the best team in the past.
Come on. Doesn't matter how you feel. Let's go. Come on. I'm not what the fuck you are. Come on. Come on. This type of training is different, bro. Like once you understand how to like maneuver and navigate, and also like produce higher levels of squats, everything else changes around that. Like I don't need to be hitting like this was initially supposed to be a deload for me. I'm sticking true to that, but my intensity is gonna stay high because I had to adjust. So that's fine. You said what? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And also, you're burned at both ends. Like, and most people don't understand. That's something I learned when I first started hitting 800 because I got hyped, just like everybody would expect. And the more I hit it, the more that like tanked me, and then I ended up getting injured because my body was crashing and I kept pushing it. So now I've learned to mitigate those stressors by going, intensity can stay relatively high. I know, bro, you tired shit. You want to run your mouth? What? Yeah, and at my level, it's cut the volume. It hasn't, the last couple of years, it's worked well. Last few years, actually. Yeah, once you take the ego out, you're right. But my elbows hurt like a bitch. Well, this set might be the heaviest set. Punk bitch.
Get over here! I was both sides, I respect it, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I don't lose, I ain't lose, never lost. Come on now. What the fuck is you?
Sometimes you can just let that shit go. I've seen it.
I don't know. Your low bar position's really low. I looked over today and I was like, that's like approaching low bar.
I'm not the French.
Today's training was very, very unique in the sense that Friday I had hit 725 for a triple based on my program and what was set. From there, it's on a I guess the best way to put it is in this periodization thing where there's this tab I click and it kind of does the work for me. I do a lot of the upfront work in the beginning of the program, and then the rest of that's kind of carried through the program. I will go in and tweak some things as needed based on changes that are being made, just like now. Now that I'm doing a meet, I'm exactly 16 weeks out. So after I did mind you, I accepted my invite on Friday, and then I went in and trained, not thinking about anything. After that session, I went home. That morning I woke up and I was like, oh man, I got a squat Sunday, which I already know that. I'm supposed to have a deload squat on Sunday. But I can't do that because if I do that, I'm right at the 16-week out mark. I can do that, but it'll take a lot of readjusting the program, which I can do. However, if I can pull out the best squat I can on that day, I'll be okay. And I had a 617 top single, which I was like, well, I've got to go well over 100 pounds of this because 16-week mark, my squats peak on week 3. So this is something that me and Marcellus have found out while I was going through my program. I told Marcellus that like I noticed that my squats were peaking on week 3 versus week 4, where the squats were still strong, but I was super fatigued and they were moving much slower. Then we changed them. After a couple of blocks, we changed them to week 3s, and then boom, kind of just went from there. With that, I've just kind of been training that way since then. It's been years now, and that's just worked in my favor. So I want to stay on that same trajectory. By doing that, that means I had to go up to stay on track today. So we went up to a top end today, and I kind of based that on how things were moving. I used my stance velocity base tracker, so I used that today. That also kept me honest with what I was doing today, so I wasn't going to put on a stupid number. I don't even think I was going to be able to do that because of the way I was feeling coming into this training session. I was feeling super beat up, my adductor was hurting, and I literally was prepared to squat 617 pounds. Only right before my top end finding out like, okay, I need to go well above this. So that was kind of a bit of a shock at first, but then I kind of just locked in and figured out like, hey, this is just what we'll do. We'll figure it out from here, and if we need to adjust, we will, which we did on the working sets. We just kept them pretty light like the deload was supposed to be. Now with that, I'm very happy with how everything moved. The moment I was able to flip that switch, I was able to lock in slightly differently. There's a different mental preparation for a 617 squat versus a 755-pound squat. They're not the same, obviously, but there's a different mental preparation for that. Coming into the day knowing like, okay, you can take it pretty light. I'm still very intentional about training. However, once I found out, I was like, okay, I had to switch up my song, my vibe. I had to switch up the energy, and I had to really lock in, which we did. So very happy and pleased with that. It was just crazy how that happened. But we're still on track. So by the time August 30th hits, it'll be my week 3. I should be peaked and ready to go for the meet. So I'm looking forward to that. But outside of that, I'm just going to end it here really because there's not really much else to add to any of that stuff. Had a really great squat session. Looking forward to being a part of the Rising Tide meet in Philadelphia. I'm really excited and proud to be a part of the meet in Philly.
And this year's Rising Tide will be in Philadelphia, Philly, whatever. We're in Pennsylvania.
We'll see what the flight situation looks like because I would like to get there Friday night, rest up Saturday, go in on a Sunday, compete, and then have all of Monday to kind of hang out with people and friends. Because when I go into a meet, I don't want to do anything before the meet. I want to just lock in, focus, relax, do whatever I need to do to compete because I'm there to compete. That's what I'm there for. I like to allot a day to just do things. And then I'll probably fly back home maybe Tuesday. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. That's a lot of time away from home, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now for me personally. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and I'll always get back to you guys. But I appreciate you guys as always. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.